see many solo traveler videos on YouTube, you wonder if they have a crew working with them or if in fact they are traveling alone. You think they have a good life, an easy life. Is it easier for them than having a travel companion or working a real job? I am the traveling companion in this case. I am in the middle of nowhere. I am at the end of Earth. I am on a ship with maybe 300 people, half of which consists of the staff in the Antarctica. I have been told that the patient had cardiac failure, and there is nothing the ship can do to resuscitate. Part 2 of this story is about open heart surgery. The ultramarine searches for a way to get the patient the required medical attention. The best option is to travel overnight to a land-based facility, still in the middle of nowhere, that can air transport her to civilization. The second miracle of many miracles. Had we been at another location, we could have had much further and been required to travel the entire journey by sea. This does not mean the land-based facility that has an airport makes the trip any easier. Remember, you are in the Antarctica and at the mercy of the elements. Due to an unfortunate turn of events, it is the plane that is unable to travel, resulting in the first of many lost days. Finally, the plane begins the journey. No, we are not on the plane. Not yet. The plane must first leave from Chile and go to the Antarctica, where the ship is located. After boarding the plane, it can then return to Chile. While it is not days this time, the hours waiting feel like days. I am the first to leave, since the only way to make the journey is on a separate plane. I leave for land on a Zodiac before the patient, who remains shipboard, unable to breathe, continues waiting for the medical team, which just left Chile and will take 2 to 3 hours to arrive in the Antarctica region. I board a commercial plane to go to Chile without knowing how the patient is doing. My plane takes off just as the air ambulance lands. 2 to 3 hours later, I arrive in a foreign country, Chile, before she has even boarded the plane for her trip. Quark is an amazing company. They help get both of us to a hospital on land that we expect will help. At the very least, the land-based facility has more equipment. For many medevac equipment patients, the Chilean hospital in Punta Arenas is able to resolve the situation. That is not the case for the person with whom I am traveling. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Once I land, Quark has a representative bring me to a hotel. I thought I was on my own after that. Aileen, their representative, is an angel. She is a miracle worker. Without her, I would be nothing. I would be like a fish out of water. I would be a basket case of nerves. Have you ever been in a situation where you thought, how will I ever be able to manage? Have you ever been in a situation where God sends you the help you need? Think back to that time. A time when you wish the world had more people like this. A time when you are most grateful a time that is someone had not experienced the situation, then they really can't imagine it. You have a hard time believing any of this is real. You want to wake up, but you know it is real. You are living it. Traveling alone has advantages of not taking on responsibilities and worries that a travel companion must endure. However, while this is true, this does not make solo traveling easier or better. All trips start the same, without thought of anything going awry. It was the trip of a lifetime. For everyone in the beginning, to include solo travelers, it was a time to see the Antarctica for the first time ever, or the first time in 2 years or more. Everyone was excited. You never imagined something bad happening. We were all living the life until that one instant when the unexpected happened. The doctor treats patients for a living, but not at sea, in the middle of nowhere, with limited equipment. The expedition team leader has prepared for this, but has no control over the weather that prevents transport. Remember, also, the world is in the midst of a pandemic, and while the ship has taken all precautions, 2 positive cases occur on the ship. I have arrived in Chile. I can't speak the language. I know Portuguese, but not Spanish. I need to pay the hospital bill. 20,000 Chilean pesos, or 23,000 US dollars, for her to be admitted. I do not have that type of money. My credit cards have low limits. I learned there is more than just low limits or high limits, because my credit card payment is rejected under suspicious activity considerations. The first bill was just for admissions. Less than a week later, I am asked to pay more. I was not a solo traveler. I had the expedition team, and as important, if not more, I had Aileen. My wife is sedated in Chile. She has never seen Chile. To this day, she still has not seen Chile. She spends a week in Chile and never set foot on land. She is unaware she is even in Chile. If we talk about this trip in a few years, she will see her passport stamped and never know how or why. As for me, I was given more bad news. I was told she needs open heart surgery. Do you think this is bad? Do you think it can't get worse? Think again. I am sitting at the hospital processing all that is occurring, only to hear that the hospital she was at could not perform the surgery, and that she would never need again to be transported to another hospital hours away by plane. The insurance company tries to find a hospital with an available bed. How much time do we have? How much time does she have? First, cardiac failure. Now, open heart surgery. 2 different places. Neither place able to revive the patient. The patient needs to be moved again. First, she is transported on a Zodiac, then a plane, and now another plane. Moving a patient in critical condition is not good. You can imagine riding in a Zodiac as adventurous. You know the turbulence sometimes associated with planes. Imagine being a patient or an expedition team member performing this type of transportation. The paramedic is accustomed to this, but the expedition team is not. The patient is more than sedated. She is now intubated. She is sedated and on life support. I am at the mercy of others. Cork surprises me with a system to help. They have a medical transport team to try and help. They have a grievance support team. I do not use these, but they are there. I update the transport team daily. While they cannot do much, they help by trying to help. A hospital that can perform the surgery is found. This is the first hospital of many. The first of many? The first hospital says no, they cannot take the patient. A lost day. The second hospital says no, another lost day. Days are passing on land without surgery and without a place to go. How does this help the patient? How does this help the traveling companion? Keep in mind, I am unable to speak the language. Aileen, Cork's representative, has not had an experience quite like this. It is unique. Aileen speaks Spanish and English, but she is at the mercy of the doctors for information. She provided me with the support I never imagined. It is midnight. We have been at the hospital for 2 hours. She sits waiting with me to see if we can talk to a doctor. A brief update over the phone is not enough. I have questions. Aileen does not know me or the patient. While I send her questions to ask the doctor, it is not enough since conditions change each minute. So, while waiting to talk to the doctor, the situation has already changed. COVID results in visitation restrictions as well as hospitals around the world not having beds. I have not seen my wife in days. I am busy resolving credit card and money issues. I am explaining to the insurance company that this is unexpected and not a pre-existing condition. It is midnight. Aileen has a life of her own. I feel bad for asking her to help, especially at this hour. This is not her job. Aileen works a miracle. I get to see my wife, who does not even know I am present. But I know. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Imagine seeing your significant other for the first time in days after all the turmoil. I can't thank Aileen enough. A third hospital says they have no bed available. Another lost day. How long can this go on? The insurance company is doing what they can, but is it enough? How much patience do I have? What was supposed to be a transport from Antarctica to Punta Arenas and a quick recovery is now many days into needing of additional, more sophisticated treatments at another hospital that seems not to exist. The time of this trip is over Christmas and New Year. Places close. People have plans to spend with their family and loved ones. A third hospital says no. Can you imagine Mary and Joseph being turned down by the inns when Jesus was born? Aileen travels to another city to spend time with her family. However, she does not stop caring or trying. She calls the Chilean hospital for updates of my wife while the insurance company continues to find a hospital. Traveling solo or with someone, both have their advantages and disadvantages. Either way we travel through life, It is the journey that counts. I finally got my affairs in Chile settled. Finally, a hospital is located. Oh, not in Chile, but in Argentina, another country. Passport, entry requirement, immigration, COVID, etc. Hospital admission cost. When will I get a break? An air ambulance transport is coordinated. The journey into the unknown continues. Even though new doctors, new obstacles, and not having someone like Aileen in Argentina, it appears we are moving forward. Unfortunately, the air transport is delayed a day because the patient takes a turn for the worse, and the Chilean doctors do not release her for travel. Another day lost. How strong are humans? How strong is our will? The trip of a lifetime is truly a trip of a lifetime. Next time, I will tell you about what is transpiring in Argentina. Yes, the 20-day cruise has ended, but my trip continued. I saw little of the Antarctica. If you are wondering if I would do this again or do anything differently, the answer is coming if you haven't figured it out. I arrived in Argentina without a place to sleep. What is next?